September 16th, 2020, Fluency. I just want to remind you all, keep it up. You got this. So our Fluency, we are going to choose all of the expressions. So we're not going to select all of them, but we're going to choose which of them. So there could be more than one, could be all of them, maybe just one, we don't know. That are equal to the sum of 2 and 65/100ths and 3 and 78/100ths. So that's word sum. Remember, that means add. So let's see what 2 and 65/100ths plus 3 and 78/100ths equals. So you can either write it on the side of your paper, you can write it on the top, on the bottom, you can write it on a separate sheet of paper at your home if you would like to. That would be a wonderful idea. So you can show your work and work it out and see if you get the same answer. So I'm going to write mine up here so you all can see. 2.65. Remember, line up your decimals. Plus 3.78. And we are going to add them. When you have 8 plus 5, you are going to get 13. You can check it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. Carry my 1. You can barely see that. I'm sorry, but I promise you it's up there. 7 plus 6 plus 1. Or you can look at it as the 6 and 1 is 7. Plus 7 is going to be 14. Or you can do 7 plus 6, which is 13. Add the 1 is 14. Drop your decimal. Please, please, please. Drop that decimal low. Now, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So this equals 6.43, or 6 and 43/100ths. Now, we need to figure out if and then how many of A, B, C, or D of these choices equals this 6 and 43/100ths. Alrighty, so I'm going to show my work down here, maybe on this other page, whatever you want to do. There's also that other extra work page right above this that you can, I believe, a couple above this, that you can also show your work on, and you can write a note in there, make a text box if you want to. You don't have to, but you can say it's on the top page, or I can just see it. So the sum, we're going to do A. The sum of, so that means add 2.65 and 3.87, or 3 and 87/100ths. Add, because it's sum. 7 plus 5 is going to be 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. 8 plus 6 plus 1 is going to be 15. So 8 plus that 1 is 9, plus 6 is going to be 15. We did it correctly. Drop that decimal, please, 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 I'm begging you. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So A, 6.52, or 6 and 52/100ths. Not quite. Alrighty, let's look at the next one. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I apologize. It's 78, not 87. Whoopsies. That was my bad. That's okay. We all make mistakes. If you caught me before, thank you. 3 and 78ths. I apologize. 78/100ths. So let me redo this. I apologize. See, that's why we all make mistakes. We have erasers. That's okay. All right. Even I make mistakes. Now, let's redo this. So 8 plus 5 is going to be 13. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, we do. 7 plus 6 plus 1. That is going to be 14 again. Drop that decimal, I'm begging you. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 and 43/100ths. That is the same. So A is going to be one of our answers. Woohoo! Are we done? We don't know, because it says choose all the expressions. Choose all the expressions. Choose all the expressions that are equal to that sum. So let's look at B. The sum of 3 and 78/100ths and 2 and 65/100ths. So we are going to take a look at this. If you notice, these look like the same numbers. They are. If you add them in a different order, let's see what happens. Let's see if it makes it the same or if it's different. So I'm going to put B we are going to do 3.78 plus, oh, remember this sum means plus, line up your decimal point, I am begging you. 2 65/100ths. Alrighty, 8 plus 5. So it's going to be 13. Yes, it is. I'm going to put my little one there. 13. 7 plus 1 is 8 plus 6 is going to be 14. Drop your decimal. Drop that decimal. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6.43 or 6 43/100ths. Ah, bingo, bingo, bingo. We have a winner. We have a winner. Okay, so now we have 2. Let's see about the other ones. C and D both say difference. So we are going to look at the difference. What does difference mean? That means subtraction between 10 and 3 76/100ths. So letter C is going to be 10 minus, well, okay, let me write it up here. I'm sorry. 10 minus 3.67. Remember, line up your decimals. So 10 is written as 10.0 or 10.00. If you have $10, you have 0 change, okay? So 10 minus 3.67. 3.67 or 3 67/100ths. We're going to use that as our bar. Now we are going to subtract. 0 minus 7. You cannot do that. So we need to borrow from this 0. Oh, we can't do that. We need to borrow from this. We need to borrow from this 1. This 1 becomes a 0. That makes this a 10. Now we can borrow from this 10 to make it a 9 to make this a 10. Now we can borrow from this 10 to make it a 9 to make this a 10. A lot of you guys, what I notice, a lot of times, even myself going through school, I would just say, oh, all I was taught was just to put 9s if you have 0s. Yes, you can do it that way. However, you may not know the reason why. That's because we're making this 0 to make this a 10. Now we can borrow from that 10 to make it a 9 to make this one a 10. Now we can borrow from this 10 to make it a 9 to make this a 10. So then it eventually helps us in the long run. So 10 minus 7 is going to be 3. 9 minus 6 is going to be 3. Drop that decimal again. 9 minus 3 is going to be 6. And 0 minus 0 is just 0, so 6 33/100ths. Nope, this is 6.43, so it is not C. All right, let's take a look at letter D. So D is going to, I'm going to write it in red down here. D is going to be the difference. So again, we're subtracting between 9 and 51/100ths and 3 800ths. So 9.51 minus 3.08. I apologize if you cannot see that very clearly. I will go through it with you all. So 1 minus 8. Oh my goodness, we cannot do that, you guys. So we need to borrow from this 5 to make this 5 a 4, to make this 1 an 11. Because remember, we're borrowing a whole 10 to move place values. So 11 minus 8 is going to be, you can count backwards, you can count up, 8, 9, 10, 11. I count up. It doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. Or 11, 10, 9, 8, 3. 4 minus 0 is going to be 4. Drop that decimal, please. I'm begging you. 9 minus 3 is going to be 6. 6 43/100ths. 6 43/100ths. Ding, ding, ding. We have a match. So our answers here are A, B, and D. You're going to take these circles. There are multiple here. However, you're only going to need 3 and drag them on A, B, and letter D.